Well, hello, everyone. This is Mo Hagan, live here at canfitpro in Markham, Ontario. And for Lunch Live with Mo, I have a very special and dear friend with me today. My co-star of this segment is Lisa Mastracchio. Hi, Lisa.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm fabulous. Great to see you. Usually we're side by side, but today we're working remotely. So this is a new platform that we're on just to bring to you the opportunity to interview some of our finest leaders and influencers in the industry. So it just makes sense, and it's perfect timing in light of your recent recognition as Fitness Professional of the Year. I'm going to stay looking at the right place. So I've got you in front of me, literally, Lisa.
Cool.
So first of all, congratulations on winning Fitness Professional of the Year for Fitness Instructor Specialist. So well deserved.
So cool, it's still so real. It's still unreal. It feels like it just happened, but it's a fun wave to ride right now. It's very cool, I have to say.
Wow, it certainly is. It's cool, and it's also I hope you're soaking it in every day, because it's been a journey that has been under-recognized sometimes, as it always is for us in the fitness industry. But it's an opportunity you have to, I'm sure, reflect on what got you to today, to feel so proud at having earned this title and recognition. And for those who may not be aware, canfitpro honors the top fitness professional of the year in two categories: Fitness Instructor Specialist and Personal Training Specialist. Those require a certification held in good standing in both those areas. And Lisa, we're going to get into learning more about you, but you won this in the category of fitness instructor, but yet you also are a personal trainer.
Right. I think today, right, in the fitness industry, there's a lot of people that are kind of doing both, hybrid fitness professionals, but I applied as fitness instructor specialist because that's the thing that I've been doing the longest, still doing today, and where I started. So that's where, a lot of the nomination process went through with the fitness instructor specialist. Yeah. But for today, there's a lot of the, hybrid, right? Everything's happening.
Yeah. Great. And it's keeping with the times. We have to be multidisciplinary and continue to reinvent ourselves, and you are exactly doing that. I can't wait to get to the part where we get to learn what has Lisa been up to since winning this award a short time ago.
She's busy.
So let's jump in. Let's talk a little bit about, I guess we could start with when you got started in the industry, and like your co-star winner, Laura Jackson, she was also had her beginnings in the fitness industry a similar way. I want to give a little bio about who you are, and then I want you to tell us more about your journey. But you started in 1994 and you were certified. The way that you got to certification, I want you to share, because it's incredibly important to know the importance of being a great role model and a mentor, which is something that you really strive and are proud about. But you joined a Quebec club chain and got certified there with Nautilus Plus in 94. You've worked your way through the ranks with various organizations there. You broke out of Quebec and became a fitness presenter. You've aligned yourself with the Les Mills, having taught. I can tell your personality, and I already know your personality well, but Body Pump, Body Step, Body Attack are just some of the signature classes at Les Mills. Today, wow, you continue to teach Les Mills CX. You teach New Body, a program that is near and dear to both our hearts. And you're also the National New Body Trainer for Good Life Fitness in this area, as well as Econo Fitness Plus in Quebec. You also teach Boot Camp, a signature program at Econo Fitness Plus with Power Cardio. Also, and this is cool, you teach programs Go Fitness Muscle, Go Fitness Abs, Go Fitness Flex, which are also part of a technology, a virtual fitness platform, which is phenomenal. And just FYI, everybody that's listening in, when I travel with this chick in Montreal, we get stopped everywhere. Lisa, are you the one in that video? You're just such a rock star, girl. But you've had a real incredible journey. Tell us, fill in some of the gaps. Yeah. What got you started, and why did you choose to become a fitness instructor? And maybe take it from there and tell us a little bit more about your journey.
Right. Well, when I started out, I was a high school English teacher, and that was what I studied for at university, what I wanted to be. And so I started to do the gym life as a stress buster from my day job because it was very challenging. I was in my early 20s, and I think I had a rough time. It was tough back then. Imagine now. That's when I started to get into step aerobics classes because step was the thing, and I absolutely loved step. And my favorite instructor approached me and asked me if I was interested in doing a certification that maybe me too, I could actually do teaching and et cetera. So I was like, me? Because I never really thought I was the person at the back of the class. I was not front row person. So I was at the back of the class, corner, knew choreography, knew musicality quite well. And she approached me. And with that, I was like, well, maybe I'll do it, but really not thinking more than just a personal thing I would try my hand out. And then when I got into it, I realized, well, this is kind of cool. This is kind of fun. And I started to want to do more and more of that. And that became my passion. So it really started off by me being approached by an instructor, which is what I do now in my classes. I really do scout out, and many instructors have been mentored by me or, picked up by me. I'm like, have you ever thought? Have you ever thought? Because sometimes we don't see ourselves, but
Mhm.
somebody else sees it for us. And that's really cool. So a little tap on the back of, have you ever considered? And that's how I started basically. And then just going through group fitness classes and teachings, freestyle at first. I'm one of the dinosaurs that didn't do any pre-Corey stuff at all.
Yeah.
Landed into some of the pre-Corey programs of Les Mills, shaped my training in that way, and just continued to grow in different ways throughout like over 2 decades, really. So yeah, really fun.
Wow.
Never really thought, like, you look back and you go, wow, like where did the time go? But it flew, and you grow along and you change as well, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that's basically the roots, the start.
The start and like you say, you just one thing led to the next thing,
Yeah.
and you're still doing it today,
Yes.
and you'll probably be
That's
doing it
surprising.
for years to come, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's for sure. Like we're just getting started.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. You spoke about, along the way there's always the highs and the lows and the challenges that face anyone in any profession. Tell
Absolutely.
us about, one of the challenges that you faced, perhaps during times of disruption within the industry.
Right.
And this is very important for those listening in because we all face this at some point in time.
Yeah.
It's around the theme of change, but tell us about that and you mentioned in your incredible interview about this, but go deeper if you can. How did you build the skills and the emotional intelligence? You talk about confidence. How did you go about achieving those things to get you through those tough times?
Yeah. Well, when I talk about the tough times, I mean, when you work for a gym branch or chain, you get attached to it, but things change. It's a business and things evolve. So gyms can close, shut down, partner with other gyms. I went through all of that, and I went through it more than once. So I think the first time it happened, it was probably a shock to my self-esteem and it was an emotional, attachment to that particular club and the people. So it's hard to kind of shut off and say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and be this positive person and then let down my guard at home and be kind of emotional and sad about it. And it's okay to be sad about change because we don't like change. We're fearful of the unknown. Ultimately, that's what it is. So not knowing what the future brings, but you can't panic in that situation. And then when I saw from that first experience that actually things worked out quite well, when that happened again and again, I was really confident. I was like, the dust will settle. We'll be okay. It's going to be all right. Change is going to happen, and you got to be able to adapt to those changes. That's reality. Fitness
Mhm.
industry is changing, businesses change, things close, shut down, partnerships are made, all that stuff, and you just have to be able to be professional about it. It's not easy, I'm going to say truthfully. And at
Mhm.
home is where you could kind of let down your guard and be who, just be you, be human. We are humans. But when it comes to being at the club and with, being a professional, you got to show people that, you know what, it's going to be all right. Leave the emotions at home. Let's just be here for fitness sake. And even with people being, not liking change either, disgruntled, negative, just saying, you know what, you got to just think about your fitness, your goals. Ultimately, that's what it's about, not about the name of the club, the color of the walls, you know what I mean? Or what, the staff. It's really about you at the end of the day and your goals. So I had to remind people of that and be that anchor. And I think it assures people to know that, you know what, it's okay. If she says it's going to be okay, I think it's going to be okay. And it is okay at the end of the day, depending on how you receive it. You have to look at it not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. And that's really what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so true. I've learned that emotions all come from the same place. Fear and excitement is
True.
the same thing. It's just how you choose to interpret it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well said.
What's your go-to outlet when you're having a tough day or facing a challenge, despite your strong emotional intelligence? What do you do when you're really at a high point of stress? What do
I
you
work out.
do?
I lift heavy.
Your product is the product. How about that?
I honestly love it's my outlets. That's my workouts are my outlet. Absolutely, absolutely. And a vacation never hurts. Going away, actually just detaching yourself from everything is one of the best things you can do too. So that for sure. But for me, working out has always been an outlet. So not just like the teaching of the classes, that's fine, but my own personal workouts, just being in the flow of things, which is just in my own zone and just focusing on me. It really does help me stress relief, energize at the same time. So yeah, that's what I do.
I think we're going to come back to that because that success leaves clues. And what you've turned to is also what turned you on to this profession to begin with, your love for exercise.
Exactly.
You're taking what you've personally done in the gym to manage yourself and your own health and your own wellness. And now you're actually, you become an influencer because of what you do in the gym, and it's turning into a new business for you. We'll talk about that momentarily.
Yes.
But tip for the viewers,
Yeah.
make sure you're a product of your product. It's the best source for learning about yourself and managing yourself in tough times. Yeah. Believe it or not, our product works.
Exactly. Exactly. It definitely works. Yes.
All right. How would you define confidence?
It's so cool that you mentioned that because I just heard someone speak about confidence being not a character trait, but a skill. And it's a skill because it's bringing thought into action, even though you don't know if it's going to succeed. And I think that comes with practice. So you build confidence. It's not like somebody might look at me and say, oh, she's so confident. Actually, no. You know what I mean? It's something I have worked on by trying things and not knowing if it's going to succeed or not, but be willing to try. So going from thought to action is where confidence is. And I love that because you just think you look at people, oh, they're just confident naturally. No, I don't think anyone's really confident naturally. I just think that some people are willing to take that chance. And
Mm,
that builds that confidence more and more as it's a skill set. And then eventually you become more confident to try different things and venture into new areas. That's what I think. Yeah.
that's a great answer. Love that.
Yeah.
Also, I know part of what you said in terms of reflecting on how you got to become Fitness Professional of the Year with canfitpro, you left us a notable strategy, and that is, be coachable. You said one of the biggest things to your success was being a coachable professional or individual. Tell us about what being coachable is all about,
Mm.
and how being coachable moved you forward in your teaching, in your career, and or in your life.
Yeah, being coachable. You know what? It's really important as instructors that we put our ego aside. And sometimes there's a little bit of that. So we have to be sure that when we're getting coached by someone or receiving feedback, that we
Oh,
take it as that we take it as something that's going to help us grow. So I look at it as pruning a tree, literally. When you prune a tree, you're cutting them down, cutting the branches that are a little weak, reshaping the tree so that it then grows stronger, bears more fruit, more flowers.
oh,
And I think you feel like you're being cut down, but really you're being rebuilt to be stronger. And so being coachable means, okay, give me the tools that I need. What do I do well? Because we need to know that. And what do I need to improve on? Because there's always room for that. And then how can I tweak things and get there? So being open to feedback is so critical for anybody, any coach, any fitness instructor. But I think what's really important is the spirit in which it's given. And that's key because it has to be given by someone who truly cares and who really wants to see the best in you. So they're not doing it to tear you down. They're actually doing it to help build you up. And I think that's really important. So whenever I've given feedback, I try to remember that, like everyone has something positive. Absolutely. There's always something good. But then we all have a place that we can improve on. And as instructors, it could be musicality, coaching, cueing, technique, all kinds of things, technology, tons of stuff that we can get better and better at. But we have to be open to that. And I think it's harder when you're seasoned. I think when you've been teaching 5, 6, 10 years, you're like, I got this. But no, there's always room for improvement. And that's where you got to kind of stay humble and know that, no, there's always room to get better. Yeah.
I love your analogy, because when you think about pruning a tree, you would never prune a tree with the intention to hurt it, to kill it,
No, gosh, no.
right? You want it to be stronger and bear more fruit. I can't think of a better analogy about that. I think you need to write an article about
I
feedback.
will. It's about longevity, and that you want that tree to continue to grow strong for years to come. That's what it's about.
When you think of it that way, then when you give feedback, you're coming from a place of love, right? And about wanting something for someone, or in this case, wanting something to look and be better. That's so great.
Yeah.
It's common amongst instructors specifically. I don't know, trainers, but definitely for fitness instructors, that they could be open to getting feedback and maybe even giving it. But what if you're not getting feedback? What would be your tip to seek that out?
Well, you got to ask, first of all, is there anyone where you're working that has more experience than you, or someone that you aspire to be like? Maybe ask that person. Usually in our industry, we're pretty kind of giving for that. If somebody would ask me, you want to check out my class, even just 15 minutes, and give me some feedback, I'd be game to do that. If you don't have that, let's say entourage or that circle, then film yourself, honey, film yourself. The camera is amazing, and we hate it, but we should love it at the same time, because it's incredibly humbling, honest, and you see yourself, you hear yourself, your voice, all of those things. And you don't have to film an entire class. You can just film a warm up. It doesn't really matter, just to get a feel for, how do I move? How do I look? How do I sound? What's going on? And you yourself can feedback yourself. I think that's the best tool ever. Not used enough, actually.
And not used enough.
No.
It's so true. That's so true. And so what you're saying then is embrace the opportunity to get feedback, ask for it, or take charge of doing it for yourself.
Yeah, there's definitely opportunity. Absolutely.
Great, great, great. I love that.
Yes.
How do you like getting feedback outside of the gym? What's your source of giving feedback when it comes to giving your daughter's feedback? I mean, that whole parent connection with kids. How do you give feedback?
I think you have to it's delicate, right? And you have to know how to do it. And it can't just be like shooting down an idea. I think there's always, you got to do the positive first. I still believe that, because that's going to give the pat on the back. Like, I like this you did well. Now, if you want to make it a little bit better, how about this, that, the other? And I think that's important, because if all you get is negative feedback, then you're going to feel like, what? Like, am I that bad? Like, do I suck that badly? You want to hear something that you're okay. We're not discussing if you're okay or if you're valid.
Yeah.
It's good, but let's try to make it better. And I think that's what's really important, whether you're working with colleagues, family, friends. I think that's super important in sandwiching it that way.
Yeah.
Really important. Yeah.
Language is so key.
Oh my goodness.
One of the tips I picked up working with a brain expert was changing the word but to and. So sandwiching the good and to help you move forward. Yes. What about this?
Yes.
And it changes your whole defense to more leaning in and going, ooh, I'm going to get a nugget. What is it?
I love that.
Yeah.
Likewise, I give feedback where someone might say, if I say, well, this could have been improved on, and they'll say, yes, but. And I'm like, yeah, but yes, but I was tired, or yes, but whatever. I didn't get much sleep, or I don't know. And it's like,
make excuses. Yeah. The other thing that's really crucial about feedback, and that I know you're so great at, is taking it, receiving it with gratitude and saying thank you.
Yes.
And everybody does it in a different way, but that's one thing that I've noticed, especially as I've worked with you for so many years. Together, we create programs, and that's the one thing that I always commend you for, is your coachability. So for those that want to learn more about that, then dive into that subject matter more and connect with the people that are really great at receiving feedback, and find out what it is and why they do. because that'll help you build your emotional intelligence around the fact that it's information to help you grow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Don't take it so personally.
yeah,
It's
don't take
information. Yeah.
exactly. It's just information, and you don't have to own it or believe it. Just say thank you and decide if you want to use it.
Yeah. Filter, just dissect what you like, what maybe they have some truth to what they're saying, and move on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So let's make sure that we get into this because this is so exciting. So first of all, everybody I'm sure has asked you, what does this mean to win this award? Tell us, what does winning this award mean to you? And then I'm going to jump in and ask you, what have you done as a result of winning Fitness Professional of the Year?
What does it mean? I actually said this to my class because having getting feedback or positive reinforcement we get often from our members. Oh, I love your class. It was great. You're so great. This was fun, blah, blah. It's fun to get that. Absolutely. But when you get the stamp of recognition from an industry leader, that's just cranking it up a notch. It's like, wow. At that point, you really feel like, I don't want to say like, wow, I actually made it. Like, it's not an overnight success story. Obviously, it's 25 years of doing this. So this is not a 1-year strategy. But over the years, all that I've learned, it's come to this milestone, and it just meant so, so much to me. It just means so much to me, even now today. So it's nice to get the accolades from people and from peers, but when you get it from an industry leader, it's a nice stamp of approval. It really, really is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
And you said it's not a 1 year overnight thing that you decided, oh, I'm going to go for this. You worked on it. So perhaps you can now help me out with this big question is for those contemplating either nominating themselves for this award or put themselves forward for a nomination for Fitness Professional of the Year in 2020.
Yes.
What would be 3 tips that you would have for this person in considering such a goal?
Wow, just 3?
You can say 5.
But honestly, I would say the first thing is look at the year ahead and say, where can you go deeper or further? That being said, how am I going to upskill? So is it going to be a conference that you're going to attend, workshops? How are you going to up level yourself? So some people want to go further. That means more certifications. Others like to go deeper, which means go deeper into whatever it is that you're doing. Whatever it is, how are you going to upskill? And by that, I mean, go attend conferences, workshops, find out what you can do, whether it be an extra certification. You have to keep growing. I mean, I started with step aerobics. If I would have just stopped there, I would be a dinosaur. Like, it just wouldn't happen. So you have to keep growing with the industry. So that's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say for myself, tap into social media. It's a great platform. I know there's so much like, oh, it's toxic, it's addicting and all that. It could be amazing if you use it as a tool to really reach more people and reach more people in terms of what your message will be. I mean, that's what I started to do more this past year. People asking me about my workouts. I'm like, let me film. I actually filmed myself to see myself as my own feedback, my own technique and things. And then I started sharing workouts that I was doing. Oh, here's a superset I did, or here's this workout, or try this exercise. And it really created a real engagement. And I was like, this is cool. People want this. It's free information for them. Let's give them our gifts that we have. Why not? Right? So social media, whether it be Instagram, I've been using Facebook for years now with a daily morning blog post. Could be on anything. Put yourself out there. I know some instructors are very leery about that or not sure how to use social media, but I would encourage you to either ask someone or look at some pages that you like and see how you can develop that, because I think it's an important thing. I think it's cool. You have all this visual stuff, and we're visual, so it is.
Yeah.
I think the third thing would probably be have a game plan. So at your year, and then how are you going to get there? It's nice to say I'm going to apply in June, but we're October. So how, have those smaller goals to help you get to that point. So what are you going to do? Are you going to do a community event? You're going to teach? Are you going to mentor? How are you going to branch out? Because it's not just about teaching your group in your studio. That's great. That's got great value. How are you going to go beyond those walls? How are you going to use your gift beyond those walls? That's what I would say.
That's awesome. I love that because, of course, everybody can dream. But you really, unless you turn it into action, it's just that, a hope and a dream. So, and what I loved is, it didn't appear to us at canfitpro that it was by luck that you had all of the credentials and scored the high scores that you did in the areas that we look for, your ability to make impact, influence, mentor, community impact, your own personal and professional development and contribution. It was, you actually had a strategic plan in place, and then you captured the moments.
Yes. Yes.
You had, which, as you may or may not, and likely you knew that you needed to be able to present yourself to the judging committee in such a way, and that's what came down to the final decision, was a video.
Yeah.
Final step in the nomination was a video that you created yourself to present yourself to the canfitpro judging committee, and that's what sealed the deal. And so you had all that footage.
Yeah, I didn't have to race around for it. I had it. And it's not that I did it with that in mind, but it was cool actually, because I didn't realize until I applied and filled out that nomination application, which is a long one, let's be honest, it took time. But there I realized all that I did do, because we just do, we go about our day, we're giving here, we're giving there, we're teaching our classes. But it was like an audit and all that I had done. And I was like, it was a good year. 2019 was a good, I did a lot of stuff I didn't even realize. And I thought, this is cool. Yeah, let's put this out there. It was a good year. And I did a lot of stuff that I had not done before. Breakfast television, live TV, like things I had done before that I put myself out there. So it was great to have those things actually, documented. So that's what I would say. Document what you do. And it's not about ego. It's not about ego. It's about sharing what you're passionate about for others, really. So
yeah,
remember.
And if you didn't get that takeaway nugget, it is go through the process, even if it's not your intention to submit your nomination, do the audit, because you'll see incredible advancements you've made yourself that you don't even think about, right?
Absolutely.
That's a great tip. And so let's move on, because I want to make sure that we keep our live at lunch with Mo within our 30 minutes. But
Yes.
tell us, you received a nice little prize package. Some of it was cash and some of it was other things. What did you decide to do with your winnings? And tell us about what you're doing now as Lisa Mastracchio.
Yes. Well, winning that prize, first of all, when I was nominated in the top 3, I already started to think, okay, there's a nice prize. So what are you going to do with that? $2,500. What are you going to do with $2,500? So I knew right away that money had to go towards investing in in my business, in what I wanted to build, that I've been putting on the back burner for years.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, that's probably another podcast or live. Several reasons that held me back. But with this in my hands, I thought, now I absolutely have to do this because I have this gift. So I enjoy the flow water. That's awesome. I love the gear. Very cool. $2,500. I'm building finally a website and putting a new computer. I just upped everything because I knew I'm going to start working with people online, because that's what I've been wanting to do for a while now, and finally putting it all into practice. So I had the funds now to do it. Yay. So I'm happy about that.
Fantastic. And
went to good use.
And I think you're not just planning this, you've already launched, if I'm not mistaken. So this is your moment to give yourself a plug. Tell us.
We're excited. Yeah. It's called Muscle and Mindset. It's a 6-week training program that I've created. And it's not an overnight that I just created it. I'm launching it now, but it's years that I've been working on this passion project, that combines micro workouts, which are short 30-minute workouts, 4 times a week. It's for women only, by the way, because we are busy people. It's got nutrition guidelines, which are so important. And then what's got a little different than everybody else is, the whole mindset strategy stuff. So every week there's a micro blog where I share tips, strategies for mindset, because after 6 weeks, I want people to be able to continue in their lifestyle journey of being healthier and happier and fitter. So they're getting the whole package. There's, of course, a Facebook private group with that. I'll be coaching people along, and it's going. People are really tapping into this. I'm excited. Registrations are coming in quite a bit. So I'm going to have to close off very soon because it's growing enormous, and I have to be able to serve all these people. So I'm like, wow, I'm tapping into something that people are looking for. And that's what it's ultimately about. I'm happy because I can train people that are in BC, Toronto, Laval, Quebec, whatever. And that's really where I'm so happy. And it's cool. Yeah, it's fun. I'm excited.
That's so great.
Yeah, October 28th.
Well, so how can people reach you, Lisa?
Yeah.
And what are your social media handles?
Perfect. They can reach me through email at lm.coachlisa@gmail.com. For my IG, it's at Lisa Fitness. And for Facebook, they can reach me at Lisa's Fitness Inspired Living. So those are the 3 areas that they can reach me to get more information. It's $129. So for that price, 6 weeks, you get quite a bit of stuff and my heart. You get it all. So I'm really excited. It's my first online training program I'm passionate about, and I'm really excited.
Congratulations on that. And you're exactly what we talk about every day. You know, the only thing that is going faster than fitness is changes in technology. So you continue, you know, to reinvent and do something different and new. And that's so great. So congratulations. You're a great role model and a great example for many to follow.
Thank you. Thank you. It's exciting.
And you can also catch Lisa. She'll be speaking at CanFitPro Vancouver coming up the 3rd weekend of November.
Right.
And you can find out more information. It's November 24th. It's actually 23rd and 24th. It's listed just a little bit on our backdrop here.
Yes.
And we'll also be speaking at the inaugural Women Who Influence event out in Vancouver.
I know, that's crazy.
Or not, but we're about to launch the dates for the last weekend in March in Montreal.
Love that event.
So we'll be there too. And you can catch you next year in Toronto as well. So yes. I want to say thanks, Lisa, or as I always say, Lisa. Always great to hang out with you. And we will do this very soon live together, but it's so great to have you here today. And so I hope that you enjoyed that. Put your comments in the feed, everyone. And I look forward to connecting with you all very soon. This is Mo live here at CanFitPro. Have a great week.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.